So before I start this video, I am just going to give everybody a disclaimer on here. This is going to be a lot of complaining. This is going to be a lot of speaking about things that I don't like, things I'm tired of, and on and on and on and on. You know, it's not going to be a pleasant video to people that might be in a better place, So, sometimes I just wish that there was a switch. I know there isn't, but I wish there was a switch in my mind that I could just click and I could just stop thinking so many thoughts that I think of, that I could just stop resonating on certain things, that I could just stop worrying, that I could stop stressing, that I could stop this depression that comes on from life. I really wish there was a way to do that, but unfortunately there isn't. So what do I have to do? I have to either deal with it or I have to just sit and bask in it. I have to just let it be what it is. And that sucks. That sucks sometimes. And if I'm being honest, lately life has depressed me again. The world has depressed me again. My circumstances have depressed me again. Things have depressed me again. I feel kind of gloomy, kind of doomy, kind of like I don't care, but I do care. See, when you're someone that has compassion for this world and you have empathy and you do care, you will find yourself hating things because you realize that you are compassionate and you realize a lot of the world is just not compassionate. That's not how it is. And a lot of the world just is the way that it is. And there's really nothing you can do about it but be compassionate. But sometimes it's just too much. You care too much. And that becomes like a burden in and of itself. I would say it's a good thing to show compassion when you can, but it's a burden on the person, because when you have compassion, you realize one thing. You realize suffering. Now see, you hear these dogs behind me barking. That's just a natural response from those animals. Even though they're pissing me off and I can't stand them barking, I realize, even though I'm pissed off, it's just a natural response. They're barking because they're dogs. You can't do anything about it. But at the same time, the brain gets annoyed by it. So it's that double thing going on. It's that paradox going on that I always speak about. And like I said, this channel, I don't label myself as a positive or negative channel. I don't call myself an optimist or a pessimist. I don't pledge allegiance to any flag or anybody or anything. There's only one thing that I do pledge allegiance to, is expression, is being honest with myself. That's what I do pledge allegiance to. That's the only thing, is pure, honest expression. Even if it's brutal, even if it's cold, even if it seems harsh to other people, I don't care, because there's always a reason why I personally have to say the things that I have to say. And lately I just been feeling like I don't like where I'm at. I don't like the circumstances. I don't like the people's attitudes and the way that they're doing things. And I'm hating it. I'm not liking it. And unfortunately, I don't just have the funds to, or I don't have the resources or income to just go and get my own apartment because if I did have enough money, I would literally this week, I would find an apartment and I'd get my stuff and I'd be out of where I am, because there's reasons why I have to personally do that. See, when I hate something, it's because there's something going on that is bashing my psychological or mental state, or it's messing me up physically. There's something going on there that is not good for me as a person. And then I have to be the one to speak up or say these things that I know nobody else is going to say. Because it's just like when you have a conversation with someone and you say, "How are you doing?" What are they going to say? What does every person tell you when you say, "How are you doing today?" "I'm good." What do you say when you say to somebody, "What do you do for a living?" "Oh, I go to this job and that job, and I do that, and I come home and watch TV." Everybody says the same thing. And listen, whoever goes to a job or something, I'm not knocking anybody. There's people that are doing what they got to do. I understand this whole matrix. I understand this whole thing. It's nothing to be offended by, because there's nothing to be offended by, because all of this stuff is just the brutal, honest truth of how it really is. And it's just, humanity is too predictable. Humans are just too predictable. It's like when you already know what people are going to say, how they're going to act, things they're going to talk about, you just become dissociated. And this is what happens with me. I get something called neurectile dysfunction, not erectile dysfunction. I get neurectile dysfunction, neurological dysfunction, disassociation, anhedonia. I don't feel one way or the other about anything most of the time, because I know what it is. I've seen it 1,000,001 times. I felt it 1,000,001 times. I've been through it 1,000,001 times. It ain't that this is negative talk. This is just life doing what life does. And I knew this was going to come. I knew, because it always does. My brain has some kind of chemistry, something going on in here that it just automatically says, well, today you're going to feel gloomy and you're going to feel how you feel. Like there isn't something there where I have authority over the way I feel, or over the way that I want to, that I want my day to go, or how I want it to be. My brain is doing something on its own accord. And most people will say, "Oh no, that's just your attitude. That's because you're allowing that and you're speaking that into your life." No. See, these people are, they are believing something. They're believing their own lies. They're not being honest with themselves. And therefore, they're not being honest with me either. And anything that is not honest, I despise. I despise things that are not honest. I completely despise it, because I have a very low tolerance for stupid bullshit. Like George Carlin says, and a lot of other people say, I'm just one of them people. When I hear bullshit, I'm ready to run from it. When I see bullshit, I'm not even going by it. I'm going to say, "Oh, I see bullshit over there. Gotta go this way. Gotta turn around." I don't get involved with it because I already know what can happen. I already know what does happen. I already know the outcomes of stuff too much. I already know the monotony of regular humanoids that do humanoid shit because they've been brainwashed to be a humanoid. And see, this is another side of me. I have people would call it a dark, gloomy, cold, standoffish, I don't want to approach nobody, stay away from me, dissociated side. Yes, I do have that, because the more that I go on in this life, I just see that there's really not much that interests me too much anymore. There still are things that interest me, but it's not a lot of things. And I'm sorry to say, the things that most people talk about, I just don't care about. I'm not interested in it. It doesn't mean anything. They're just speaking words that they think I want to hear. They're just saying stuff that they think I want them to say because they were programmed and brainwashed to say those things, and then I'm hearing them. And when I'm around bullshit, or I'm around something that is disingenuine or isn't authentic or is lying, it saps my energy. It depletes me of all that fills me up in this world. And then I have to look like the asshole for saying these things, but it's just the truth. You see, real people listen to you and let you express what's really going on in your mind and how you feel. They don't give you an answer. They don't give you shitty advice. They don't give you a suggestion. They don't do that. They listen because they understand what you're talking about. And anytime they veer off that path, then you know they're going right back to all the same bullshit that they just came from, that was making them the way they were, and they returned to it, and now they got to go through the whole process again. They got to go through the whole loop again. I'm tired of this loop, but I know that this loop is going to come, but I'm fed up with it. Like, I'm just fed up. I wish that I just had a button that I could just turn off some of this stuff and just be in peace. And what is the word I'm looking for? Epiphany. I just wish I could have an epiphany, that I could just say, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like, we don't need to kill them animals and eat them anymore. We can do this thing, and or we could do this instead of this. And just have some kind of, I don't know, just some kind of something besides the norm or the monotony that we do, even though I know we need to do most of this monotony. And listen, here's what I can say here. There is nothing wrong when you come to the truth. The truth is disturbing. The truth will drive you insane. You will think you are going insane, but you're not insane. It's just that life is insane. It's the same thing. It's repetition. It's monotony. And see, I do what I can do to break that up, but I realize I'm never going to be able to get away from monotony as long as I'm alive. So even though I hate it, on the other hand, I know that I can't escape it, and I know that I need to do certain things. Like, if I'm hungry, I gotta eat. But I don't want to eat. I don't want to eat animals. I don't want to have to kill animals and eat them. You know, does anybody think like that? Like, yeah, I gotta eat, but what is food that I can eat where something doesn't have to suffer? And see, my compassion suffers, and it thinks it is shit, and I am broken and I am destroyed by it, because I do think of other living beings, and it just destroys me. And but it's like, this is why I just wish that I could become cold and numb, but care when it's needed, when it's absolutely needed. See, I wish there was some switch where I could say, okay, you're worrying and caring too much now, Nate. Let's turn it off because there's no reason to do this right now. Like right now, I can't do anything to help, save, or do nothing for nothing. I am not a savior. I can't help anybody. I don't have answers. I don't know shit. All that I know is what I know. And when I got to express those things, that's what I do. It ain't narcissism. It ain't no label. It just is what it is. And there's days where I am just simply discouraged with all of this. It's just discouraging. And it's like I'm just sick and tired of the mundane. I'm sick and tired of I got to go to this place every day in the morning that I got to go to get my daily dose of, my juice that I get. And it's like, I just get tired of it. I'm just tired of it. And what do you do? You just can't, sometimes you can't do anything about it. And going through it, it sucks. It sucks and it sucks and it sucks. And there's really nothing more to say after that. But yet my brain still keeps going. It still keeps thinking. There's still thoughts. There's still things that come that are unnecessary. They're not necessary. If I could snap my fingers right now and every human being could understand the totality of everything that we need to know so that we can move on to the next stage to get to a place of epiphany or something, I would snap my fingers and we would be in paradise together. And we would be singing great songs and making great music and drawing great art and building great buildings and eating great food. And instead of killing the animals, we could nurture them and we could feed them the things we're eating without killing something else. You see, that's my compassion. That is what I think every day. But other people in the world, they're not thinking of this shit. They don't care. They don't care. And that's why I get pissed off. That's why I despise the human mind that thinks like this. And I'm sorry, it's associated to people. And then I gotta have this misanthropic side. It's just how it is. If people can't accept that, it's because they can't accept reality. They can't accept the fact that this goes on, but they're too addicted to whatever they're doing that they don't care. They don't care about it. And, yes, I have been a hypocrite before with these things. And I swear to goodness, I do what I can do to eat as less meat as possible. But it is hard to stay away from some of these things. It really is, because we're addicts. We're addicted. We've been eating this so long and we've been doing this for so many years that we think that this is just normal. That, oh, well, animals, what do they mean? They're nothing. We can just kill them and eat them. They'll suffer for a little and die. It's horrible what happens to these sentient creatures, man. They're just like me and you, being led into a slaughterhouse. We don't think about this shit. And then you have these ignorant fuckers that'll say stuff like, oh, you're one of them vegetarians. You're one of them vegan nuts. Fuck you, whoever's saying this shit. You're a fucker. You're an evil, sadistic fucker if you say something like that. And you know it. People know it. But some people don't care. And it's just disgusting. It's sickening. It's disgusting. They just keep slamming burgers down their mouth. They're Denny Moore sausages in the morning, and then they bitch and complain, oh, I got heartburn from this fucking sausage. Then quit fucking eating it. See, this is the part of humanity that I am completely at odds with. I am in rebellion of. I I am just dead to it. I have died to all of this shit long ago, but I'm still here. And I almost feel like I'm forced to be a part of some things that I don't want to be a part of, but yet nobody is doing anything to change most of these things. Nobody. I don't see anybody doing this shit. Nobody. And then I say, well, what is this for? What's the point? You know, if nobody's going to do anything different or change anything or ain't going to have compassion with me, then I'm like, fuck them. What good are they doing? They're the ones that are causing the suffering in the world. And I'm sorry to say, but most of us are causing the suffering. Plain and simple. And most people, they cannot and will not accept that. They just cannot accept that. And they do not, and they won't, and they'll just say, oh no, I'm not a part of that, but we're all a part of this shit. We're all a part of it. We all do it. And this is just something in my psychology. It ain't going away. So if people don't like it, I don't know what to say. This isn't about liking or not liking. This is about the truth of how things are. This is the truth of suffering and pain. This is the truth of what goes on in this world every day. And some people do not even think about it. Some people have not a thought that goes through their mind about the suffering of other things. They have no compassion. They just don't want nothing to do with it, and they don't have nothing to do with it, and they'll continue to have nothing to do with it. And even though it's kind of like, that's just humans. That's humanity. This is the side of this stuff that I hate. I hate it, and I hate it. And right now, if I'm being honest, I hate the situation I'm in. I hate my circumstances, but I can't just snap my fingers and make everything change or go away in a day or an hour or a week. It's going to take a lot of time. And then me having some of the problems that I have, it doesn't work like that. So yes, this is a video where I am complaining and I'm bitching because this is what I need to do. I got to express this stuff. And I know damn well there's other people that feel the same way. They're going through the same exact shit, but they might not want to say it because there's people that are still scared to really talk about the truth of what is going on in this world all the time. And when I'm around stuff that I know where it's not authentic and it's like people bullshitting themselves, bullshitting me and talking this good game, I'm like, I just want to get away from it. It completely and utterly zaps and depletes me of all the resources and energy and light and whatever I have in me to cope as a person. It's like I can't even be around it anymore because that's how it gets. Because I'm that aware. I'm that aware of what's going on, and I know other people are not going to want to be aware, so therefore, what are they going to do? They're going to run from me. Oh, there they go running. I know what they're doing. That's all right, bye, because I already know what you're on. And it's whatever. I can't do nothing. These metal boxes driving up and down the road, where are they going? They're going to and from. They're either going to a job or back from a job. They're either going to pick their kids up or coming back from picking their kids up. They're either going to take grandma to the doctor, bring her back. Like, none of us are really going anywhere. And I'm sorry, it's not really anybody's fault, but I just can't stand the mundaneness in all this most of the time. This comes and it goes. There's some times where it doesn't bother me as much because the serotonin and the good feelings are going through my brain, and I'm not really thinking about it too much because I'm on my creativity. I'm expressing myself in the creative lane. And I'm not thinking about all this bullshit. See, I just want to have that switch. If I had a pill that I could take that would make me just think of my creative stuff and focus on that and not focus on none of this stupid bullshit, I would take that pill. I'd take it. I'm not lying, I would. Because I'm running out of time anyway. I don't have forever here anyway. And my health hasn't been too great because I'm stressing, because I'm not liking the way that I'm living. I'm not liking my circumstances. I'm not liking how a lot of this has become. And it's not my fault. It's my happening, but it's not my fault. It's just life doing what life does and what life has done to me. And I don't care what people say about, oh, it's your fault. You allowed it to happen. You did this and that. Yeah, I did do some things, but a lot of things I did not do. See, I don't believe that I am depressed. Life depresses me. Circumstances gets me depressed. You see, I don't know if I can go for this imbalance of the brain. Maybe I do. Maybe I do have some kind of imbalance. I'm not in denial of any of this stuff. I am not in denial at all. If I have that, I have that. And I'd say, yeah, well, the reason that keeps happening because these doctors did studies on this thing right here, the brain, and they said, well, yeah, for a couple weeks, your brain patterns and the waves in your brain they're like this. They're stable. And then when this comes, your brain pattern is going woo, woo, and it's out of control or whatever. And maybe that's what does go on. I don't know. Am I insane? Am I nuts? Am I crazy? Yeah, I think everybody is. I think everybody has mental issues, if you ask me. And that's why life is a continual thing where if your mentality's messed up, your physical's gonna be messed up. If you're physically messed up, then your mentality's gonna be messed up. It all goes hand in hand together. And I am just doing what I have to do to cope. I'm just being honest with myself. And sometimes I hate being honest, but I'm gonna be honest. Because when I'm honest, I gotta expose myself. And it's very uncomfortable to the ego. It's very uncomfortable to the part of me that just doesn't want to do it. But I know that I have to do it because if I don't do it, it's just going to turn into something worse and worse. And that's what's been happening the last couple days. And then I had to speak up. I had to be the one to expose other people and say something about how I really felt because other people are not going to say something about stuff, and then I have to expose it. I got to say something. And then I feel like more of a dickhead. I feel like I feel shame, and I feel like just stupid. Like, why do I got to do this? I'm sick and tired of this shit. It's like I know there's no solution. There's no ultimate solution to any problem in this world. A solution just brings about another problem. That's reality. But I mean, damn, can I have some solutions, you know? And when the problems come, be able to deal with them while I can, you know? But it's like life just doesn't do that for me most of the time. And for some reason, it's just beating me down sometimes. I'm not a victim. I don't want people pitying me, and I don't feel sorry for myself. I do not feel sorry for myself, and I don't want people pitying me. It's just the way that it is. And, you know, when you gotta express this stuff, see, where can people go to do that? This is the only thing I know to do is to take a walk by myself and get on a camera phone and record myself because I know more than likely when I speak to someone, they're just going to give me some fake positivity bullshit. They're just going to give me something that they want me to do or they think I should do. They're going to give me some life advice, some stupid ass life advice. They're going to give me some kind of suggestion or what I should do. That doesn't work. See, the thing that works is listening to people, is just saying, oh, is that what you're going through? Okay, then that's what you need to talk about. It's letting it be what it is. When someone is going through whatever they're going through, it ain't that you want them to be screwed up. It ain't that you want them to suffer and be in a hellish situation. Because why would I want that if I had compassion? I don't want that, but at the same time, they have to make the decision to do whatever they're going to do. And this is the thing with me. The people that I care for, I care too much. And when I care and they don't do nothing about anything, then I'm like, well, this is like an oxymoron here. I'm just beating myself up for nothing because I care and they don't. But I know that I can't save them. I know that I can't do something to make their lives so much better. But if they would start getting honest with me and they would start talking about some of this shit and we would start confronting it, then maybe we could deal with it a bit better. You know, maybe we could do something different about it. Maybe we could make a bit of a change while we're here. I'm not saying there's some ultimate answer or there's some ultimate pill or ultimate solution or ultimate thing that somebody can do or inject or swallow or whatever, because I don't have that potion. I don't have that mixture. I don't have that juice. All that I have is expression and honesty. That's all that I have in this arsenal of my life, and my essence and my being is to be truthful with the people that watch my video.